All right. What's up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We're going to do another viewer request. We're going to go over two tokens in today's video, two coins, ONSTON and Labs. All right, we're going to break those down. All right, we're going to take a look at ONSTON first on the daily time frame, go over the structure we have currently, the major levels that we have, as well as taking a look at the RSI and the MACD. There's a good signal here on the RSI. We're going to see if that can play out. All right, we take a look at Labs Group here, and it was overbought here previously. If I move my head out the way, we can see that now it is oversold. So the question is, what's going to happen? We did break through our key demand zone here after bouncing 2 or 3 times, really respecting that level. But you can see we kept rejecting this level right here, multiple rejections here and here. Ultimately, we broke through that demand zone and we're retesting previous lows as mentioned. We'll also give a shout out to today's sponsor, the Tangent hardware wallet. All right, you need to get your crypto off the exchanges. If it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. More on them later. As always, the content provided in this YouTube channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. Trading in stocks, bonds, commodities, and crypto involve a significant risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. So be sure to read through the full disclaimer and we'll go ahead and move on, right? We'll get right into it. And we'll start off here with ONSTON. So ONSTON, if you notice, we do have a bearish structure here, okay? A bearish channel that we're currently trading in, indicated by the top trend line and the bottom trend line here. And it is taking price lower. Now, there's a couple levels in particular that we really need to break out above if we want to be bullish, okay? If we get a false breakout, okay, that's something that could happen. And that would happen if we break out of this bearish channel, okay, and get rejected at these 3 levels, right? That's going to be a bearish signal and indicate that we're going to come back down and retest some of our previous lows, okay? If not even create new lows. So you do need to be cautious around these 3 levels. We'll break those down in a second and why those are so important. But that's where you want to pay attention to, okay, if we do end up getting a breakout outside of this channel. Now, currently, all right, we're bouncing right here off, or not even bouncing, but we're testing the 0.00299 level, all right? So there's 3 levels right here that we're bearish below, all right? So once we're below 0.00382, you can see we are below that level now. That was our level that we held very much for about a week or so, even longer than a week. We held above that level, got a strong push up to the top of this channel, but ultimately rejected the top of this channel. And then we broke through that level and we hit 0.00327. We broke that level. We're currently at 0.00299. Okay, and below there we have 0.00257. Okay, so these are the short-term price levels that we're paying attention to right now after breaking below our 0.00382 level. But there's something forming right now currently, and it's known as bullish divergence. Okay, and to make things simple for you, if you're not familiar with that term, notice how we have a low here highlighted by the circle and a lower low. Okay, so clearly the price of the token is in a downtrend, right? The coin is going lower, creating lower lows. But if we look at our RSI, remember, this is your relative strength index. So it's going to measure the relative strength of a token at its given price. We have a low here and we have a higher low. So at the moment, what we're doing is we're actually increasing in relative strength as the price of the token is going lower, creating lower lows. This is a simple term known as bullish divergence, and it's an indicator we could see some type of bullish activity, right? Now, this trend line right here is just to signify that we have bullish divergence. We haven't bounced off of here, okay? So we can drop even more on the RSI and even drop to around this level and still be at a low and a higher low, okay? So once we get a bounce on the RSI, that's when we'll officially have our bullish divergence trend line that we can use. But for right now, I just wanted to visualize, you can clearly see the RSI is in an uptrend and the token is in a downtrend, right? So, we may get a bounce sometime soon, but we need to be cautious of a rejection at the top of the channel. We need to be cautious of our major resistance levels right here that we're currently battling. Remember, prior support becomes new resistance. These were support levels. We broke through those support levels. And then ultimately, if we can get a breakout above this bearish channel that we have, we need to get above 0.00577, 0.00667, and 0.00756. Now, the reason that these 3 levels are so important is because these are the 3 major Fibonacci retracement levels, okay? We have the 61.8, the 50%, and the 38.2. These are the 3 most common and well-respected Fibonacci retracement levels. There are others, but ultimately, right now we have a downtrend. And if we bounce and get a breakout of that bearish channel, it would all be a healthy retracement, right? Ultimately up to these levels. And, we could move down, bounce, get a fake out, and then continue the downtrend, right? So that's what we need to be cautious of. But if we can break above these levels here, that's when we have a chance of going bullish and getting a true reversal, right? And the reason that I use these fib levels and try to explain them to people is because you use them to identify trend continuation or trend reversals, because nothing moves in a straight line down and nothing moves in a straight line up. Rather, you're going to get a move up, retracement, continuation higher, or a move down, retracement, continuation lower, right? And so it's no secret here that we're in a downtrend. And if we do get a retracement, it could potentially be a healthy retracement to continue heading lower. Now, that's not to sound overly bearish, okay? Because you can also use them to spot reversals. So if you move up, retrace, and you start to consolidate and break through those retracement levels, you can spot a downside reversal. And same thing to the upside. If you move down, retrace, and you start to consolidate and break through those retracement levels, that's when you can spot a potential upside reversal. So we have the big move down here. If we retrace and we can start to consolidate and get above the 61.8% retracement level, that's when we have the chance of getting a reversal and retesting some of the previous highs around 0.011, 0.012, right around those areas. All right. So that's what I'm looking at currently. That's what I'm paying attention to when it comes to ONSTON. If you take a look at the MACD is also pretty useful for spotting potential entries and exits. The main thing you pay attention to here is the red line. So when the red line crossed down below the yellow line here, we can see that we ended up having a large move to the downside. Okay, over here, we did get a red line crossing up above the yellow line right at this time period. And you see we had a nice little move up as well, right? From 0.0038 all the way up to 0.005. 577, right? So that was a nice trade opportunity based off of the MACD entry signal. Now, what we need to be cautious of right now is that the MACD line looks like it's attempting to cross down below the yellow line. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but if that does happen, that could be an exit signal, and it could signify that we're going to break through our major levels and head towards the bottom of this bearish channel, right? Again, we do have the bullish divergence forming here, so we're going to look to see if that plays out. But sometimes these things take a little bit to play out, right? Over here, we had the MACD entry signal, and it took a little while to play out. It took a week or two to see the actual move up. So, again, that's the main things I'm looking at with ONSTON. Now we're going to break into Labs Group. Now, Labs Group did really, really good a while ago. About a month or two ago of hitting our bullish price targets up here. We had a nice 5-wave structure. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we were able to hit those price levels. As you can see here, what we did was we actually broke through our 61.8% retracement level, right? Over here, we moved up, we retraced, we continued the trend, all right? And then we retraced again, we continued the trend. And now what we were looking for this much larger move up, okay, we were looking to see if we were going to retrace and hold our levels and continue the trend. But rather than doing so, you can see we actually broke down here. There was a small demand zone that we had right in this area, okay, that we bounced on a few times in the past. And we were looking to see, where are we going to come down here and bounce again? And we did get some small bounces, but ultimately we flipped our 61.8% retracement level of support to resistance. And now we're getting that reversal, it looks like, right? We had the move up, we came down, we started consolidating, and then we flipped that to resistance, and now we're heading lower. So, right now, things do not look great when it comes to Labs Group. The one thing it does have going for it right now, though, that you could say is that it's oversold, right? And so this is your RSI. This gives you overbought and oversold conditions. In the last chart, we used it for, divergences. And in the last case, specifically a bullish divergence. But you can see here when it was overbought above this dotted line of 70, it's pulled back many times, right? Overbought here, pulled back, overbought here, pulled back. And now we're actually testing oversold conditions that we haven't tested in months and months. So the question is now, are we potentially going to get a bounce? Okay, as it is being oversold, that is a possibility, but just because something's oversold doesn't mean it can't go lower. Just because something's overbought doesn't mean it can't go higher, right? If you take a look at the first time it was overbought on this token, you can see here that we ended up going up higher afterwards and still remaining at those overbought conditions. Same thing over here, right? It was overbought here, and then we continued going higher, pulled back, re-entered those overbought conditions, and then we got the pullback. So just because it's oversold doesn't mean it's a guaranteed buy and ready to go up. We may see some bounces here as we're at these oversold conditions. But now what you need to be cautious of is you need to be cautious of a breakdown, okay, and then retest of this supply zone and a continuation lower. All right. So that's one thing that, you know, if we do get any type of positive movement here in Labs Group in the short term, we need to be cautious now because we've already flipped that 61.8 level to resistance. If we come up here to our supply zone, right around the 0.0008 thousand level, all right? You know, so let's just call it 0.0008, okay? You know, that's going to be a key area where, you know, we're going to need to push back through and above there, okay? There's something known as a look below and fail, and that would be pretty significant. That would be a bullish signal if we get a look below this demand zone, and then we start to rally and reclaim some of our previous levels back as support. That's going to be a bullish signal, okay? But for now, we're going to see if this is a breakdown, retest, continuation lower, or if this is just going to be a flush capitulation to retest some of our previous lows, right? Now, the previous lows that I'm speaking of at the moment are going to be right around here. Okay, 0.0005787. We ended up breaking through this level already right here at 0.0006558. You can see, you know, we're starting to break through there. And if we break through that level, then, you know, most likely we're going to be heading back down towards this 0.0004 area. Okay, so you know, you could call this your next little demand zone right here that we have. It would potentially be looking to play for a bounce. We are entering this region now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next. You know, no clear signals on the MACD here as well. Okay, this thing is pretty much just trading right in line with the yellow line. Again, you know, once you see the red line cross down below, that was a good exit signal, huge move to the downside. Once you see it cross back above, huge move to the upside. All right, over here, exit signal, move to the downside. And we can see, you know, the MACD's been pretty useful. Right now, it's really just ranging and not giving any clear indication of a trend right now. Usually once it does this, you start to see a pretty significant move once it does make a decision. Over here, it was very range bound for a long period of time. We were consolidating a lot. Then we got the clear signal and we saw a very strong push to the upside. So you know, hopefully you enjoyed this video on Labs Group and ONSTON. We'll give a quick shout out to today's sponsor again, which is the Tangem wallet. Okay, guys, you need to get your money off of the exchanges, as I mentioned before, and onto a cold storage hardware wallet. All right, Tangem Wallet is actually a cold multi-currency crypto wallet that supports over 2,000 coins and tokens. It looks like a regular credit card and it functions without any batteries, wires, and connectors. It's sold in packs of 2 or 3 cards, and the additional cards are used for key backup, which to me, that's a really amazing feature, okay? Because when you look at backup options for other hardware wallets, typically you don't have any backup options. Now, what's also really nice is the setup time is only about 1 to 3 minutes. Literally only took me about 2 minutes to get mine set up. And it's very simple to use, guys. All you have to do is scan and activate, set up the password, and you can start making transactions. What you want to do is you want to download the app on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Use code ZACHLY, that's ZACHLY, all caps. That will get you guys a discount on your Tangem wallet while also helping support the channel. Okay, what's really, really nice about it, besides that backup feature, is it's also completely waterproof, completely freeze-proof. It's temperature resistant as well. It's DeFi compatible. You can exchange, buy NFTs, make loans and deposits in more than 100 different decentralized applications with the help of Wallet Connect. Again, compatible with over 2,700 cryptocurrencies. Really amazing stuff here, guys. Download the Tangem app today on your app store, whether that is the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, and use that code ZACHLY. That will get you guys a discount. You know, these hardware wallets are much cheaper than some of the more famous ones. All right, and there's also that really big news here about Ledger and them having a backdoor installed. Sounds very similar to FTX with their secret backdoor. So interesting stuff. You know, download it today, use that code ZACHLY.